Welcome back to The Breakfast Show, the show worth waking up for. Yes, the time right now, 20 minutes past 9 a.m. And let's talk about the good old days, you know, whenever there was a problem, somewhere in the Klang Valley, your garbage not being picked up, you know, there's someone who's aniyayed you, who's taking advantage of you. You know what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Watch out, I write to Malay Mail, and then I complain. You know, that's the first things you come up with, you know?
You know what, since its first issue back in 1896, it actually dubbed itself the paper that cares. And it was the champion of the people. But on November 15, 2011, after 115 years, the publication carried an unprecedented advertisement, plus a bold line that obviously took guts to acknowledge. And it actually quoted, and worst of all, we have let our readers down, quote unquote. It was a sad day indeed.
It was. I still remember the date when I thought, oh, the Malay Mail stopped production for a while, but in two blinks of an eye, the Malay Mail is back with all you know. Yes, we talk about different editorial angles, more emphasis on investigative reporting and consumer interaction, as well as citizen journalism, things that made the paper a winner once upon a time.
Yes, good times are definitely back as we speak to Philip Karupia, the Chief Executive Officer of the Malay Mail, and Terence Fernandez, the Managing Editor of News of the Malay Mail. Good morning, gentlemen. Welcome to the show.
And thank you for bringing our favourite paper back.
Yes, you know, for a moment, our heart stopped there. Like,
all right. And
thank you for having us on the show. You talked about November 15.
Yes.
A very pertinent date. And the reason for that bold advertisement was we did a strategic review of the operations of the Malay Mail. We talked to advertisers, we talked to readers, we talked to our business partners. And there was a decision internally to turn the Malay Mail into a morning mainstream newspaper. So from November 15th until we launched on January 30th, we spent that 2.5 months internally actually producing a 48-page paper as a mock-up. So our reporters went out for assignments and all that, and we tweaked and retweaked the paper until we came up with a product that we believe our readers, our advertisers will be happy with. So in terms of all the things that you spoke about that our core readers like and enjoy the Malay Mail, it's still there. But we are now giving them more than what we had.
So you are still the paper that cares then?
We are still the paper that cares insofar as our treatment of stories from a human interest angle. We still have the award-winning hotline as part of the new Malay Mail.
So I can still write and complain,
Yes, you can. We believe we are a medium to help our readers solve their issues. But it's more than that. It's giving our readers, it's sparking debate, it's giving our readers different viewpoints on a specific subject. So in doing that, we've reached out to other content providers, organized and arranged content arrangement agreements with them to have their news in our Malay Mail.
I see. So you've taken this time to sort of streamline everything and sort of create a Bible, a new Bible.
Yes, what we aim to be is a morning mainstream newspaper. Previously, we were just in the Klang Valley. Now we are in key urban markets across Peninsular Malaysia, all the way from Perlis to Johor Bahru.
All right.
We will have all the news that a morning mainstream paper will have in terms of sections, national, metro, community news, world, sports, lifestyle and entertainment, and news of that nature.
Philip, what was the main reason for actually revamping the paper? I mean, people were used to it being an afternoon paper. You know, it was more of a light-hearted read as compared to the others. And, you know, yes, people like that. But what made you suddenly decide that, yes, I think it's high time for a change?
Good question, Aisha. An afternoon paper in the earlier days, at the heydays of the Malay Mail, was valid and applicable because we didn't have the advent of technology. We didn't have internet. We didn't have tablets that we get our news from or through these days. Those days, people will be waiting in line, queuing up outside the Malay Mail office to get soccer scores, overnight soccer scores, late-breaking foreign news. Now we get that at 6 a.m. and 7 a.m. I wake up every morning and news
check your Twitter feed.
Exactly, Twitter feed and whatnot. So we recognize the situation, we recognize the reading habits of our readers, and we decided then that the benefits that an afternoon daily once had no longer applied. Hence the decision to move morning. In terms of mainstream, we also decided, in terms of the feedback we got from our readers that they wanted a newspaper that would give that would be bold, that would challenge the norms and traditions.
To give another point of view, yeah?
Exactly, to give different perspectives to a subject matter. A newspaper that would spark debate. So we decided then that that's something that the readers and Malaysians wanted, and we aim to deliver on that.
Well, we'd like to ask Tara, it's the big shoes to fill, 150 years of history, and of course the paper's garnered so much popularity. Even when it left, people are still, where is it, you know? So how are you feeling about it?
Afternoons felt empty, right?
Well, I like that you mentioned earlier in the earlier part of the show that you are revamping an old friend, because in essence that is what the Malay Mail means to Philip and I, because we started our first jobs with the Malay Mail.
Something
16
special.
years ago, I joined Malay Mail as a cub reporter, and Philip was there in 1896 when they rolled out the first.
That's very kind of you, yeah. My first ever job when I was 18 was a reporter with the Malay Mail. Not too long ago.
So it is in essence a very exciting for us, and you know, and it's also a very sentimental time for us to go back to where we first started and take this paper that we love so much into another direction, to the next chapter of its long history.
All right, now with this new chapter comes a new price as well. Now the paper is selling for RM1. Pertinent strategy?
Yes, good question also in terms of the dollar value. Because we are now morning mainstream, because we're giving our readers news that they are looking forward to, news that they want to know as they start their day. As I said, investigative reports, citizen journalism, sparking the debate. We need to invest in editorial resources, both internally, so we've expanded our editorial department. We've got a core of very good, strong, experienced reporters. If I may name a few names, Frankie De Cruz, a very senior, seasoned journalist, has won many awards. He's been with the Malay Mail for many years. He's continuing as editor-at-large. Terence Fernandez himself, I won't embarrass you, but has won many awards for investigative journalism. We have Musli Mohammad Zain, who is our managing editor of operations, a very seasoned senior journalist, and Yushami Yahya, who has been with the Malay Mail for more than 20 years. He's our group editorial advisor. So a strong core team. And also we've added new assets into the editorial. So all these we have invested in. And we believe that Malaysians and our readers would be willing to pay for good quality content, the news that they need. And we have invested the $1 from the cover price into expanding and beefing up our editorial resources.
All right. Now, you mentioned just then the reason for one of these big changes, this big change was because of the changing times, was because people turned to the internet, social networking, to get their newspaper, to get their news, sorry. So what are your strategies when it comes to, you know, the digital world? There are a lot of apps available out there, a lot of people actually using their tablets, their phones to get the news.
Eventually, print and online are going to complement each other because there's still demand for print. Whether you like it or not, they were talking about the digital age means the death knell of print.
Exactly.
Yes.
But look, we are still standing.
We still want to have that bit of paper in our hands.
People still want to hold
touch
it in their hands and get ink on their fingers. And I suppose there's always the perception that if you read it in print, it's the original version, it's credible, or whatever the perceptions that go with it. That go with it.
Weirdly enough, when I asked just out of the blue, a younger cousin of mine who's way into technology, and he said, and I asked him, so you don't need read newspapers anymore. Why do I need newspapers? I've got this. So it's actually a different school of thought altogether. Maybe we are getting old.
Exactly. I think at the end of the day, we are content providers. So it is the only difference is the medium via which we reach out to our readers. Some of them, like you said, Nas, love the morning paper, the crisp newsprint in their hands. Others, as you said, are more tech savvy. They want to access the news to tablets, mobile devices, and the internet. And so at the end of the day, we provide the content, and we will always, what we always promise our readers is we will always be ahead of the curve in terms of technology trends, in terms of reading habits. And when we launched the Malay Mail on January 30th, we also at the same time simultaneously launched our new online website, which has the news, which has teasers. Of course, because now it's a paid daily, we want to use the website to drive readers
towards
our
the
print.
newspaper, yeah? All right, may the strategy bode well for the Malay Mail because it is one of our favourite papers. And last question before we wrap things up, will the Weekend Mail also make a comeback?
It will, it will. What we intend to do in terms of the business strategy is to get traction and focus on the weekday, Monday to Friday. As we are producing that, there's a lot of strategy reviews and sessions going on how we will address the weekend space. That is something that definitely I will
Is
ask
in the works, yeah?
Malaysians. It's in the works, and just wait. It'll be sooner rather than later.
Very
Yes,
good, very good, very
have
good.
patience, my dear friend.
We look forward to our Weekend Mail.
Yes, anyway, thank you very much, Philip, Terence,
for
for being
having
on the
us. Thank you
show.
for having us.
Congratulations on this brand new look for the Malay Mail.
All right.
Yes.
Best of luck, and of course, where can Malaysians pick up the newspapers?
We have a partnership with vendors, so vendors they can subscribe to their vendors and they can pick it up at all news agents. We are across Peninsular Malaysia from Perlis to Johor Bahru.
Oh, that's great. Of course, we look forward for the Malay Mail to come in with your local delivery guy who's going to come and throw it into your gate. There you go. We look forward to that. And thank you once again, gentlemen. We're
Thank
going
you
to
for
take a
having
break.
us.
Thank you very much.
We're going to take a break right here on The Breakfast Show, but still coming up. Still haven't got a date planned for your loved ones this Valentine's Day. Huh?
Well, don't worry, guys. I'm saying guys because it's you who probably hasn't. Anyway, we've got the perfect solution for you, so stick around. We'll be back in 2.
That's so sexist, Aisha.
Oh, sorry. It's the truth.